we're doing this again. If you guys are looking for some cheap, instant Madden Ultimate Team coins, check out muttmarket.com. Use code RBT. Yes, RBT for 15% off your purchase. What happens when an NFL franchise has to declare for bankruptcy only 2 months before the season begins, which forced the franchise to relocate across season, having all current players opt out of their contracts and having even below average NFL players reject contracts? Your only option is to go out and sign a bunch of players that no other NFL team want anything to do with. Welcome to the Rejects Madden 19 franchise series. Welcome back to another episode of the Rejects, and this is the episode where you get the announcement that I have been hyping up for a very long time. You'll get the announcement at the end of the video. You're gonna get my face for this one, as today is gonna be more of a laid-back, chill kind of episode as we conclude the first season of this series. If you guys missed last episode, we did actually finish out the regular season, played the last 4 games, and I'll show you how we finished up to this point. But most importantly, today's episode is about the announcement for this series that, like I said, you will see at the end. I just had to do it to you. First of all, Merry Christmas Eve to everybody out there. Hope you have like a great day. My favorite ever video I'm ever gonna upload ever. It's gonna be uploaded later today, hopefully. And also, so you guys see, Xbox One X is still there. 3 winners claimed their prize, and somebody didn't claim the Xbox One X. So I'll probably give that away over my Instagram either tonight or on Christmas. So if you haven't entered the giveaway, as I'll be selecting that winner either tomorrow or on Christmas. So go over to my Instagram, give me a follow and enter it, so you have a chance to win Xbox One X. But it is part of the series, part of the story where we have to conclude this first season. And also, very important too, at the beginning of this episode, we are going to be giving away the awards from the season, Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year, along with Offensive and Defensive Player of last episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this first season of the Rejects, plenty to come. Let's see if for this episode, for this first season, we can smash 5,000 likes. Don't know if you guys can do it, but let's see if we can. First of all, if you guys did miss last episode, as you see, we did finish this season 7-9. We ended up dead last in our division, but 7-9 is not bad when you consider how bad this team was at the beginning. Now, importantly, getting into the rewards, you guys voted Fish Missing as your defensive player of the episode, which does mean he got a +1 boost to his overall, which brings him up to a 67 overall for your Dublin Shamrocks. Now, this one is a pretty big spoiler, as Justin Blackmon did win both player of the episode and Offensive Player of the Season. Offensive Player of the Season gave him a +5 to his overall, and the Player of the Episode gave him a +1. So a total of +6 overall to Justin Blackmon, as he is now a 76 overall. Now, he is going to turn a year older, so the overall is probably going to start rolling down a little bit as he turns 30. But that +6 overall upgrade should be huge, considering how well he played at a 70 overall in this series, especially late on in the series. This dude was phenomenal. And Nathan Peterman was voted as your co-offensive player of the year, which does give him a +3 boost to his overall, which brings him up to a 70 overall, which we all know we freaking need it. And you guys, rightfully so, voted for Hayes Poyer III to be your defensive player of the season, which gave him a +5 to his overall, which it went from a 70 to 75, but for some reason the +2 confidence boost is giving him up to a 77. But he is a 75 overall. We'll back out, as you see, he is a 75, but he's an absolute freaking stud for us. Had a great season, easily should have won Defensive Player of the Year. And the co-Defensive Player of the Year did go to Vontae Davis, which did bring him from a 75 to a 78 overall. So one of the newest players on the team, apparently you guys thought he did good enough the last few episodes to warrant a co-Defensive Player of the Year honors, but vote was completely up to you guys. And once again, he's 31 years old, so he's probably going to regress a lot even in this offseason. So he's probably going to lose some overall. But anyways, a 78 overall is still pretty good for the freaking Rejects. That makes him the highest overall player in this series up to this point. Now, just curious, with all those boosts, that does bring us up to, well, not, I thought it was going to be a little bit more than that. We were, before this, a 54 overall. We're now 56. And just to recap how this season went, if you missed the results from the beginning of the year, if you're kind of newer to the series, this is how the first season of the series went. Went 0-4 to start the year, got our first win against the Titans. Oh man, the memories. Then we got a huge loss against the Chargers. Then a couple wins in a row, the first ever back-to-back wins against the Broncos and Dolphins. Then we lost to the Texans. We beat the Titans both times in this first season. Lost 2 games in a row to the Falcons and Bucks. Then we had a crazy final episode where we almost won all 4 and almost finished the season 500 on the year. We did beat the Colts, beat the Chiefs, both in close games. We blew out the Raiders in which was like the biggest win of the series, easily 42-10. Then we ended up losing to the Steelers by 4 in the series finale, which it all came down to Pat White and a missed throw, which a lot of you were saying, RBT, it's your fault, you should have scrambled. Well, yeah, I mean, I could have scrambled, but you're telling me it's my fault because I pressed the button instead of scrambling, and pressing the button should have hit that wide open man, but nah, Pat threw it about 300 yards too far. So, I mean, you can say what you want, but dog, Pat should have been making a better throw than that. Now, these are the final standings in the NFL at the end of the regular season. We will see who does win the Super Bowl in this first season in today's episode. As you guys see, the Steelers' best record in the NFL at 12-4. Rams in second, although I don't understand the whole win-loss thing, how they only won 11 games, yet they're ahead of the Packers and Bears. Maybe because they lost less games, I don't know. They tied twice, which is wild. Titans, although we beat them twice, finished 10-6. Falcons 10-6. Any shockers, really? Cowboys at 9-6-1 didn't even make the playoffs. Browns made the playoffs at 9-7. The Bills at 9-7 as well. Guys, got to keep in mind this is already into season 2. In like the franchise, it's season 1 of the series, but season 2 of the franchise. So when we go over some stats and stuff, some MVPs and stuff, you'll see some players on different teams. Once again, because it's in year 2. We started in year 2. And the Patriots didn't make the playoffs at 7-8-1. Insane scenes. The fact that we almost had the same record as the Patriots in year 1. We did a great job here. You got to just keep in mind how bad this team is at 56, and yet we had the 19th worst record, which there's like 13 teams we did better than. With this team, a sub 60 overall team, we worked wonders here. Wonders. Although we did have a negative point difference, we worked wonders. But the worst record in the NFL ends up going to the Minnesota Vikings at 4-12. Actually tied with the Chiefs, which is crazy, with the worst record in the NFL. But gotta look at all the awards here. The MVP actually goes to Mitch Trubisky in first place. Blake Bortles on the Bills in 6th. That's a wild one. Now, let's go to Coach of the Year. Did Kevin Tindall come in the top 10? It goes to Mike Tomlin. But, yes, Kevin Tindall of the Shamrocks. He should have won Coach of the Year. He should have. But the voters still voted him in the top 10. In 8th place, I haven't decided yet if we're going to bring him back or try to hire somebody else. At least hire our own coach, because we didn't really get to hire Kevin Tindall. He was just here. Just so happened to be here. So I don't know. We'll decide by the end of the episode. Hugh Jackson, that's hilarious. But AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Blake Bortles. Teddy Bridgewater on the Patriots because Tom Brady has retired. He retired after the first season, but Teddy came in 5th place. Baker in 8th. Now let's go to Defensive Player of the Year. Ryan Shazier on the Chiefs came in 1st place on a 4-12 team that I saw gave up over like 400-something points. That's a wild one. But anyways, Hayes Poyer, I'm just now seeing this. He came in 6th place. So the Shamrocks actually had a player come in the top 10 of the Defensive Player of the Year award, which is freaking insane. Now, I'm interested to see the Rookie of the Year stuff. Did we have anybody come in the top 10? No, we didn't. Trace McSorley, former Penn State player, came in 10th. Don't really recognize anybody else. David Montgomery, don't know where he came from. Damian Harris, former Alabama player, came in 2nd. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Devin White. Ed Oliver, former Houston player, going to be a top 10 pick this upcoming draft, was drafted in this by the Chiefs, came in 2nd. And it looks like nobody else I really recognize here. No Shamrocks. Wow! Hayes Poyer, I didn't actually expect this. So Ryan Shazier wins Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC, but yet Hayes Poyer comes ahead of him in the Best Linebacker award. But not asking questions, we had a player come in the top 10 of the Best Linebacker award. I'm guessing we had nobody in the top 10 Best DBs. Wide receiver wise though, we had no Justin Blackmon. He really didn't break out like until the second half of the season, so that's probably why. Best kicker, yes! Yes! Roberto Aguayo, the man! The Best Kicker award goes to Roberto Aguayo, the man, the myth, the legend. It's up to you guys. Should I give Roberto Aguayo? He didn't win anything, which I should have probably put him up for Best Offensive Player of the Year. I should have done that. I didn't even put him in the poll. But do you guys reckon I should put a +2 overall just to award him for winning the best kicker award and for having such a great year. Should I boost him up to like a 75 overall? Up to you guys. Now, we did have the worst offense yards-wise, which is a combination of a bunch of different factors, not necessarily just because we were that bad. It's kind of skewed because how long the games actually were that we played. Now, points per game-wise, we can actually look at this one. Better indicator. Had like the 5th or so worst offense in the NFL at 18.6 points per game. And this is going to say we had the best defense in the NFL, but like just disregard that. But to be fair, we didn't allow that many points either. So that could, we actually, our defense, I mean, not bad really. We actually ended up with the 3rd most interceptions in the NFL. So like, to be completely fair, like skewed stats or not, defense easily carried us this year. Now, in case you missed the end of last episode, we did go over the player stats. Nathan Peterman led us in touchdowns and yards and also in interceptions. We were sacked a lot. We need to definitely work on that. Now, rushing yard wise, our leader, that's underwhelming. Eddie Lacy only 300 yards, roughly 5 touchdowns. We just split carries a lot. Receiving yard wise, led by Justin Blackmon, 888 yards. Corey Coleman, big year too, almost 800 yards and 6 touchdowns defensively. Hayes Pullard just destroyed the competition. 81 tackles, 11 sacks, and 4 picks. Led us in tackles, sacks, and interceptions. I'm just going to look at some things across the NFL in case some of you are interested. Blake Bortles, 4,900 yards, led the NFL. You see some of the other guys up there. Touchdown leader went to Jared Goff with 41, who had the most picks. Baker Mayfield, but he still had a decent year. Rushing yard wise, let's see. Well, it looks like we had Le'Veon Bell lead us with almost 1,700 yards. Touchdown leader Chris Carson with 14. That's up to you guys to decide how wild that one is. Receiving yard wise, most receptions goes to Charles Clay. Julio Jones with 1,500 yards led the NFL. Touchdown wise goes to Julio Jones as well. Ryan Shazier led the NFL in tackles with 144. Sacks, Myles Garrett with 16. And your interception leader is Shaquill Griffin, the brother of Shaquem, with 10 interceptions. But I definitely think the highlight of the episode thus far is freaking Roberto Aguayo, the man you see's face who's normally zoomed in all the time in the series, wins kicker of the year. Now, I don't know if I want to re-sign the staff or not. Like, Kevin Tindall did such a good job, but at the same time, I want to bring in my own coach, because I didn't get to pick Kevin Tindall. He was just here. I feel bad about it, but I'm going to do it. I think we're going to fire Kevin Tindall and bring in our own coach to move forward. I'm not sure if we're going to see that in today's episode or not, but we shall see. We'll keep these guys. So we've skipped ahead to the Super Bowl. We haven't seen the Super Bowl yet, but we know who's playing in it. So let's go week by week in the playoffs to see what's happened in this year around the NFL in the playoffs, which hopefully we might be able to make next year. Now, wild card. Cleveland Browns beat the Bills close. That's a crazy matchup, but they won 38-35. Falcons beat the Redskins by 14. The Titans beat the Chargers by 3. And the Bears beat the Eagles by 3. Some crazy wild card matchups there. And the divisional round, Cleveland beats the Steelers by 4. The Bears beat the Rams by 3. Tennessee lost to Houston by 10, so 2 of our divisional foes playing each other in the divisional round, and Houston got the nod there. And Atlanta beat Green Bay by 3. Now the conference championship game looks like Cleveland beats Houston by 3, and Chicago beats Atlanta by 14. So your Super Bowl is the Chicago Bears versus the Cleveland Browns, and we are going to see live in the NFL who wins this Super Bowl in the first season of the Rejects. As we sim to the next week, we are going to have the Cleveland Browns beat the Bears 31-21 to win the Super Bowl. What the freaking heck is going on? If the Browns can do it, the Dublin Shamrocks can do it. The Rejects, year 2's our year. Now, you guys told me that this is just a glitch because, as you guys know, if you're familiar with the series, every player that made the team was signed to a 3-year deal worth the league minimum, and they're all in year 1 of their contracts. And all these players have popped up I need to re-sign them, but somebody said not to do it because this is just a glitch. So, I am not going to re-sign them, and if for some reason some of these guys leave, I'll find a way to bring them back. But when I click on Advanced Week, it says something crazy. It's supposed to bring me into free agency, but it's saying something crazy. we have an announcement. We have an announcement, a big one. So quickly, if you guys remember the rules of the series, the free agents we can sign in this upcoming free agency to make this team better all depended on how we did throughout this regular season. Now this is a bad quality graphic because I had to screenshot it from the first episode, but every win got us 3 points. We got 7 wins, so we have a total of 21 points to spend on free agents, and you can see how we have to allocate those points depending on that player's overall in the free agency. Now to make it even harder on us, because we're from Dublin, we're the rejects, players don't want to relocate across seas, every player until we make the playoffs, we have to double their asking price. So to convince them to come to Dublin, we have to spend double of what they should actually cost. So that's gonna suck. But with 21 points, I mean, we can get some good players, but not really enough to make this team like crazy. But we do have a way that we can earn more points. Not many, but some more. And I think you guys are gonna like it. Welcome to the first ever off-season tour from your Dublin Shamrocks. So it's time for the announcement. Who are the Dublin Shamrocks going to be playing in their off-season tour? You guys might be asking, what the heck is the off-season tour? Basically, your Dublin Shamrocks are traveling to the USA for 4 weeks to play 4 opponents who you guys are going to be super excited about. They're trying to tour the United States, trying to become more popular in the USA, because the goal is not only to have fans in Ireland, they want to be the team of the USA as well. I mean, why be a fan of an NFL team in the United States when you can be a fan of the team in Dublin? And this is the goal, to attract as many fans as possible. But each game we do win in the off-season tour, we get an extra 2 points towards our free agent total, which could give us a possible of 8 extra points, which would bring our total up to 29. But time for the announcement. Who are we going to be playing in this off-season tour? And don't you dare ask questions how this is going to work, because like I always say, you never want to ask questions. 4 episodes, 4 teams, we're going to be playing in this off-season. And it's going to be a crazy one. Week number 1, yes, we are traveling to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, as we're finally going to be able to silence the critics. Alabama is finally going to be playing an NFL team. Yes, it's not the best NFL teams with the best of talents, but it's still an NFL team nonetheless. We're going to have to see if Alabama can stack up against your Shamrocks in week 1 of the off-season tour. And see if your Shamrocks can beat a college team. I mean, to be honest, if we lose to a college team, that's gonna be embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. But keep in mind as well, we're going to be able to scout Tua. Tua's gonna be in the upcoming NFL draft. And if we can somehow have him fall to us, or maybe trade up to pick him, depending on what you guys want in the comments, we'll be able to see how he plays in this game, and maybe that's a sign that we should or should not draft him. Now in week number 2, we are going to be playing the San Diego Crusaders. And you might be asking, RBT, who's the San Diego Crusaders? San Diego Crusaders, their owner, PerramCrowe. Yes, we are going to be playing PerramCrowe's San Diego Crusaders in week number 2 of the offseason. If you guys don't know who Perram is, you don't know his series, go over to his channel, check him out. It's a super dope series, and we are going to be taking on Perram and his team in week number 2. Now week number 3, you guys asked for it. You've been asking for it for a long time. Yes, we're going to be taking on Not the Expert's London Black Knights from his Relocation franchise. We're going to be taking him and his team on in week number 3. It's gonna be insane. One of the craziest crossovers ever. I mean, no. Avengers? No. You have the Rejects, you have the Crusaders, and you have the London Black Knights. It's a crazy crossover. But we finish off the first ever off-season tour. It's gonna be the craziest crossover in YouTube sports history. Yes, we are traveling to UGF to take on Not the Expert in the UGF Pandas. This is insane. This is going to break the internet. The Dublin Shamrocks off-season tour! Whoa! Alabama, the San Diego Crusaders and PerramCrowe. not the experts London Black Knights, and not the experts UGF Pandas. It's happening. The next 4 episodes. Let's get hype! 5,000 likes. Let's do it! Woo! It's 2 a.m. I don't need to be yelling, but that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like. Be sure to subscribe if you are new. Turn on the notification bell if you haven't. Catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless. Merry Christmas and peace.